Joining us this morning is the Executive Director of the Titusville YWCA. It's Ashleigh English. Hi, Ashley. How are you?
Glad to be here this new year.
Yes.
This new year that we're getting started with, and all good things are abounding. So.
Well, and it seems like you start the year with. There's never a slow period at the YW, but it just seems like you just kind of pick right back up after the holidays.
Yeah, you just get going, and this time of year, kids are looking for things to do, keeping them busy. So Monday we had a Nerf Lego day where kids just came in and kind of floated back and forth. They'd play Nerf for a while, and then they'd go in and play Legos and just sort of float back and forth between the two rooms. And that was a nice afternoon for when it's bitter, bitter cold and we didn't really have any substantial snow, just to get kids involved in doing something. So we had a nice little group that afternoon. Tonight we're starting our winter cheer program and hoping to go support some girls basketball is where we'll be debuting all of our cheeriness. So we're going to hit some girls basketball games, but that starts this evening with our first practice, and then followed by our pajama party. And I always say it is a pajama party because I am not spending the night there with a group of young ladies. But so we're going to have a little pajama party tonight. Next Friday, we have our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade will host a snowball dance, which is a semi-formal for them.
Oh, nice.
Hoping that weather's good and everybody can make it, but just gives them an opportunity to kind of put on some fancy duds and come dance. And really, like I always said, I'm not the fashion police or anything. I'm not, if they decide to wear jeans and a hoodie, they're still allowed in, but that gives them an opportunity. If they want to dress up, they can, put on their Sunday best and come out. And then Sunday the 28th, we are hosting a free swim at the high school pool. It's open to anybody that wants to come. Again, just giving kids an opportunity to get out of the house and do something. So we'll be doing that last Sundays of January, February, and then I think it might be the third Sunday in March. So we'll do that for the next 3 months. And like I said, just, free to anybody to come, kids and adults. I do ask, if your kids, like 7 and under, that maybe you stick it out with them and stay. But that we always appreciate that the high school allowing us to, use their facility and come in and offer that to folks.
Boy, before you know it, you're talking about dances and swimming, and I'm thinking May dance and summer programs, and
it just all rolls in, and then we go into. I was looking, and I don't think we have an open, weekend really until into April. But dad-daughter dance, February 2nd. That's always really popular. I see local businesses saying, get your flowers. And I've seen different, restaurants usually do a special for dads and daughters to have dinner. We do that from 6 to 8 because those little kids, a lot of times by 7, 8 o'clock, that's getting close to bedtime. So that's why we start it so early, is just they do get.
You mean for the parents?
I know. Usually at this time of year, I'm in bed by 9 o'clock, but.
The pictures that come out of this event are really fantastic. It's great to see.
It is. It's a really nice event. So we have that coming up. We're doing a mom and me dance instead of a mother-son. Just kind of, our turnout is nice for when we've done mom-son, but it's not quite the same. So we just decided we're going to make it mom and me, and give moms an opportunity to have that special night with, their daughters and their sons. And when we say dad, and any significant man in a girl's life, whether it's a grandfather, an uncle, a step parent. We've had a church, a pastor bring girls before. Just a positive male figure that's in their life is what we're saying. It doesn't have to be biological dad that's bringing them by any means.
I've heard I've seen pictures where there's maybe some tears sometimes, and how just great and impactful that is to somebody.
It is. It's a really nice night to be there for, and so that's an always on the calendar.
The other thing is, and you've talked about this before, and we've talked with the school district before, but I don't think sometimes people realize the amount of kids being raised by a grandparent or an uncle or an aunt or somebody like that, and to provide opportunities like this for folks is really incredible.
That's part of it, and just because you brought that up, we have partnered with the Senior Center, and we are offering a grandparent support group, which actually is today at 11 a.m. I'll be heading down to the Senior Center. So anybody that is a grandparent raising a child, and really it could be if you are doing any type of, even if you don't have full-time care of that child, if you're really involved in their lives, I know there's times where there's grandparents because parents aren't as particularly stable or going through some rough times, that grandparents are much more involved than maybe what you'd normally see. And if you could benefit from that support, please join us. It's free, open, come down. So that's today at 11. So we have those dances coming up. We also have traditional princess party is in March. We're going to do, we've added some other parties. We'll do a superhero party this year. We're adding a dinosaur day. We're going to have a NASCAR party to kick off, Daytona and everybody that's into race. Miss Amy's kind of taken to racing, and so we're gonna do a NASCAR day. We'll have our Easter egg hunt is planned for the Saturday, March 23rd. That's the week before Easter. Hopefully, we have good weather. Easter's pretty early this year, so that's kind of a scary thing for us. And then we also, it's in the works, but I think we're going to try and do a 1 mile fun run that day, and just right before the Easter egg hunt, if anybody wants to, kick off that, the spring season. Right now we're looking at maybe it just being a 1 mile, maybe a 5K. I don't know. I'm still working on that one. So
you still have some time.
I have a little bit of time, but it will be, going on. And then this is good and bad because it's like, we got so much we want to do. And we're going to have our floor redone in our gym. So our gym's going to be shut down for several weeks, which we're crazy excited about the prospect of a new gym floor. But giving up our gym for a couple weeks is really, kind of heartbreaking to us. But I think it'll be worth it in the end. So
that's in a couple months, or
we'll do that. We have it set up to start. I think March 25th they're supposed to come in because with Easter break in there, then Fun Factory doesn't lose the gym as long. And he said 2 weeks to do the floor, and then it's got to rest for a week. So by mid-April, we'll be able to be back on the floor again. But it needs it. It's time. We've tried doing it ourselves, and it really needs a professional to come in and sand it down. And
that'll look great when it's done.
Yeah, we're really excited about that. So lots going on, and then we'll kick it in again for what we're doing. May Dance is always the Friday after prom. I think that's May 9th this year, which we're not, I haven't, but it is always prom's usually the first Friday in May, and we do the second Friday in May, just to keep it.
Those 10th.
It's the 10th. Okay.
Yeah.
So we'll, and by then our floor will be done. So, we love having May Dance outside, but, if Mother Nature doesn't agree, we'll move it in and make the best of it. It's not as magical as maybe if we can have it outside. But, oh, and the other thing we do have coming up, too, besides that, we're doing, and I can't think of the date, a dance for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. It's going to kind of be a Mardi Gras dance. We're doing that in March. We found a lot of really fun masks and thought that would be kind of a masquerade kind of thing for 4th, 5th, and 6th grade, again, just because they like to get out and, have fun and cut a rug. So which they wouldn't know what I was referring to if I said cut a rug, but we're doing that. But one of the things I did want to talk about a little bit today is really thinking about, it is not too late to get your flu shot. Flu is rampant right now, and we know that people have not gone out and I know we're all tired of hearing about vaccine and immunization, and we're just over it. But really seeing a lot of flu, particularly it's hitting kids really hard. And it's not too late. People think, it's January, it's too late. If I didn't get it in October, I shouldn't bother with it. No, that's not true at all. Flu season will go right up into April. So if you haven't, gotten that flu shot, do that for yourself. Doesn't mean you won't get it, but hopefully you don't get as sick that it doesn't really knock you down for, the count, and that you're totally shut down for days or end up in the hospital or anything like that. And we know, too, COVID's still out there. So just protect yourself, be cautious. And if you are sick, stay home, wear that mask if you're, kind of on the fence, like, I don't know, or whatever, just use caution. We don't want to be known for the person that spread COVID throughout the office or a classroom or whatnot. So,
and some of it's basic stuff too. Wash your hands.
Wash your hands. We just got back from a cruise, and washy. If you've been on a cruise, that's always the theme. Keeping your hands clean, trying to keep them away from your face. Fist pump or do the arm to greet somebody. It's really important that we try to take, hand sanitizer is everywhere and our hands get so dried out anyway, but really important. But yeah, it's not too late for that flu shot. So, please talk to your doctor, or just, any pharmacy that you go to is going to be able to
help you out
there.
Yeah. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream Television and on Armstrong's Neighborhood Channel. Ashleigh English with us here this morning from the Titusville YWCA. Well, it sounds like just off and running here in 2024. There's always that excitement coming off the holidays and starting a new year.
There really is, and it's a new year, and what do we have planned, and where are we going with things? And we've got some exciting stuff, like I said, with our buildings, which are always, I love our old buildings, but they are old buildings, and there's always projects and things that need to be attended to, and planning kind of what are we focusing on. Like I said, the floor is going to be our big project this year. We've been able to get got some money a couple years ago, and so we're getting some internal storm windows in our administrative buildings so we can take the ugly steel down and really have more of the authentic look, and getting the windows so they actually open and close. So that's been an exciting progress, and how it helps. It is amazing when those storm windows are up, the cold that you don't feel, that traditionally, I'll sit in my office with a blanket over me and a little space heater. But, hoping that once we get the rest of them, we started with a few to test it out, and we have the rest are on the way. So we're really excited about that, and just keeping the building, our gallery district is so beautiful right there, that block of Franklin Street with, the churches, and the library maintains itself so nice. And it's really we want to keep it a beautiful focal part.
Well, you're right on the corner. I mean,
we're right on the corner there, and that when people are coming through town, this is Titusville. We've got a beautiful, you're going down Main Street and all these amazing homes, and just we want to have people see that, and we take a lot of pride in maintaining our property.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but how important was it for you when you came into this position? Because I think it would have been easy to say, well, I'm executive director. My job's programming and, making sure things are happening. But maybe building maintenance isn't the top of my list. The board can handle that or whatever. But how important was it for you to have that thought, like, yeah, it is important to keep our property maintained?
Oh, absolutely. And actually, I remember when I started at the YW, and I've been there over 14 years, Thelma Blood, who was the director from the in the 60s or 70s, 80s, and I think she retired the year I graduated from high school, so like in 89 or something, Thelma. But she talked to me, and she said one of the hardest things is keeping these old buildings up. And boy, she wasn't kidding. But it is very satisfying that we have, when people come in to our administrative building that was built in 1865 and has so much rich history, and it still has so much of that rich history. I'd invite anybody, if you're coming through town, if you're local, or, just driving through town, stop in and see us. We love to show off our building because it's absolutely gorgeous. And not only is it historical, it has been a YWCA since 1917 when it was gifted to the organization. So,
Wow.
We've been in that same location. And I love our gym, which was built in 1922. But not quite as impressive as it's a gym. It serves its purpose, and we love it.
Well, in a couple of months, it's going to be great.
But it's not necessarily the same stature of come tour our activities building. But although it is great for parties, I'll tell you what, we don't have an open Saturday in January, February, and I don't even know if March I have an open Saturday right now. I'd have to check the book, but it is
Wow.
we're very popular for parties. So when people call me and say, hey, do you have anything next week? It's like, no, you need to book well in advance if you want to use our gym for your birthday party or whatnot, because it's great for little kids, that just want to be able to run around. And it's great for even like teens and tweens because they might play basketball or get dodgeball going or dance or whatnot. So that's one thing I do encourage people to, get in. But which you have been helping us with. So our new website is up, YWCA Titusville.org. And we're trying to make it really easy for people to register for events that they need to register for so we can plan and know how much we need, as well as for just letting you know what all we have going on. So please check that out. And, we're hoping parents get into the habit of, clicking that. They don't have to pay anything online. It's simply a planning tool for us to know, you can still pay at the door, and that's fine. But that gives us an opportunity to, just like I said, I can go in and click and say, oh, okay, we've got 15 kids tonight. A couple of us can handle it, or we've got 60 tonight. I need to start recruiting some more volunteers to be here to help us out. So, like I said, we're excited about that new tool for us, and hopefully it makes it easier for us and for parents.
Excellent. It lets you kind of plan ahead, too. Grandparents, parents can go on and say, okay, this is coming up,
Right. We'll just do a little click and get, Susie signed up or, whatever. And like I said, it's not, you don't have to prepay or anything like that. So you're not going to lose your money if you decide not to go later. But again, I'm going to say too, most of our programs are $5. So we try really hard just to keep it, as affordable as we can for people. So,
and again, membership's always available.
And on the website too. So the web, there is a click, and there is a Venmo link up in the corner there. So we don't take credit cards because the fees are just too high for us to support, a $5 admission fee. A credit card's just more than what we can do. But you can pay with Venmo if you choose to do that. But like I said, we're fine with pay at the door. That's that's quite all right with us.
Such a great staff as well. Maybe a quick opportunity just to mention some of the folks that you'll meet.
When you come, Fun Factory, Miss Amy Sines, Lacey McFadden, Jamie Owens, Catherine Wenzel. Right now we have Sydney Strawbridge from the high school comes down as her co-op and helps us out. So great staff there at Fun Factory. Becky Thompson-Edwards is in our housing program. Lorraine Platt helps us out with shelter. So we really have a dynamite staff. I'm the junior there in terms of like my full-time staff at 14 years. So they all have more years in at YWCA than I do. Although I always say I grew up in this YWCA. This has been a part of my life since I was a little girl. But really, we have a great staff, great active board of directors. One thing I did want to say is we are, YWCA National has changed our bylaws that we can admit men not only as members, but to serve in leadership positions on our board. So if you are a man that believes in our mission of eliminating racism and empowering women, let us know. Stop by. Maybe there's a spot on the board for you. Or if you're a woman too, we're always looking for people, and we always need volunteers for different kids' activities that we have going on, and just general. Or maybe you want to help with maintenance. I don't know, but let us know, and we'll find something for you to do.
Amy would love to admit me, but not admit that I was right about something. So which is rare, but
there you
go. I'll give her credit. Ashleigh, great seeing you this morning.
Thanks so
All
much.
The best.
Good seeing you too.